Jaron Ennis, disrespected by Devin Haney, ahead of Devin Haney's fight with Ryan Garcia, says that Jaron Ennis is not proven. We don't know about him. Man, are you joking? Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. Devin Haney has I think a little bit of jealousy around Jaron Ennis. Because why else would he say what he said? Instead of complimenting Jaron Ennis when it was time to compliment him and on $1 million worth of game and his name is brought up, why wouldn't he just say, yeah, Jaron Ennis is a really good fighter. Yeah, man, really, Jaron is, yeah, he's a top-notch, top-level fighter. You know, congratulations, champ, on his win. Hey, man, maybe we can see each other in the ring someday. No. Devin Haney says, we don't know about Jaron Ennis yet because we haven't seen him in there with elite competition. Man, only problem is, man, we ain't seen much more out of Devin. So if Jaron isn't proven, really, why would you say Devin is all that proven? Now, before I get into the details, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. It really makes a big, big difference to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so let's say this first. Devin Haney is an accomplished fighter. And I can definitely respect him as one of the top fighters in boxing. I have him somewhere in my top 10 pound for pound. Kind of moves around depending on the day. I don't always put the same people in the same place because really, that's just a hypothetical list. And, you know, you can make an argument for this guy, argument for that guy. So really, my pound for pound list is more like a running thought process of who the top fighters in boxing are. But very hard to argue against Devin Haney. Just because he doesn't produce the knockouts doesn't mean that he doesn't have the skill set, that he hasn't won, hasn't won big fights or any of that. Same thing for me can be said, and I am saying about Jaron Ennis. And that Jaron Ennis is one of the top and one of the best fighters in boxing. Even though people have not gotten in the ring with him, the people say they would like to see him in the ring with. Now, so when Devin says we don't know about Jaron Ennis, we haven't seen him against proven fighters or whatever. Okay, whatever. I can say the same thing about Devin. Except for Devin has been in there with the proven fighter. But the guy that I think is the proven fighter had already lost to guys that were not elite level fight, that were not, super beyond it type of fighters. And he lost to the guy, or a lot of people think he lost to him, which is Vasily Lomachenko. Other than that, look, man, you got Regis Prograis. Regis Prograis is a good fighter. I think he, an older fighter, and a beatable fighter. He lost to Josh Taylor, but I don't put him ahead of Sergey Lipinets. I think Regis Prograis and Sergey Lipinets would be a great fight. I think they're about the same level of fighter, period. I think they're about the same level of guy. As far as who else, George Kambosos, I wouldn't put George Kambosos over Thomas Delorme. I think George Kambosos got a good win against Teofimo Lopez. But other than that, dude, I think he's as far as top level fighters go, top 10, 15 fighters, the guys that are clearly all A-level fighters because they're at that level of the profession. But within that, I think he's, of the top guys that have the ability to fight for championships, all of that guys fighting at the world-class level. Yeah, he's middle of it. Middle tier of it. Not any better than a Jose Pedraza. Matter of fact, I would probably take Jose Pedraza over him. I don't think he's going to beat Keyshawn Davis. George Kambosos right now, dude, may have all he can handle with Abdullah Mason. So And Abdullah Mason's definitely a very, very talented dude. So when you look at what Jaron Ennis has done and you look what Devin Haney's done, the separation is the belts. One guy was given a belt that was taken from Gervonta. I mean, it was taken from Terrence Crawford, and the other guy got a belt given to him that was left behind was vacated by Vasily Lomachenko. And then after that, he beat a guy who got his hands on all the belts in one fight. It's kind of like if Jaron Ennis fought. I want to say Cody Crowley fought Cody Crowley, like Cody Crowley somehow beat Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford throws his back out or something, is sick. He gets his hands on the 3 belts, can't make the weight division anymore, and then he beats Cody Crowley. Man, ain't nobody, because you beat a guy, because he was off or whatever in some kind of freak win, going to say, yeah, man, that makes Cody Crowley Cody Crowley's the best fighter in the world. And matter of fact, when Teofimo lost to George Kambosos, man, these dudes, Devin Haney fans, Devin Haney himself, all of them were saying George Kambosos ain't that good. It was the fact that Devin Haney had Teofimo Lopez basically lost to a journeyman. That's what they said. And you saw what happened when he fought Maxie Hughes. He barely won against Maxie Hughes, and I think he lost against Maxie Hughes. And now he's about to get beat up by Vasily Lomachenko. And Vasily Lomachenko is about to get that IBF belt. But whatever the case is, man, Devin ain't got a lot of room to talk about Jaron Ennis because Jaron Ennis is a better fighter than him. Better, more well-rounded fighter, brings more to the table, definitely has more upside. And the beautiful thing about it is they're both the same size. So, or at least they both walk into the ring weighing the same amount. Devin Haney at 140 pounds is walking into the day before weighing is weighing 165. Jaron Ennis, the day before, the same day weigh-in for the IBF belts has to weigh in at 157 pounds. So really, those dudes are about the same size. They got the same amount of fights. One guy has 30, the other guy has 31. Hey, man, those guys are on a collision course. I certainly hope that Devin Haney, when he goes to 147, can prove it. And it's a good situation that Eddie Hearn now represents Jaron Ennis, and Eddie Hearn has in the past had represented Devin Haney, so those guys can make that fight, and Devin can prove he's better than Jaron. And that is, in my opinion, is the test right there. We all know about that. So even the people in here saying, no, Jaron hasn't proved it, Devin's proven it. Yeah, but you wouldn't put Devin in the ring with Jaron to save your life, to save Devin's life. Wouldn't put him in the ring with him. So since you know, and we know it, don't act like you don't know it, that you're not about to put Devin in there with him. Maybe you shouldn't be talking about whether he's proven or not, because he's proven to you enough that you don't want that fight to take place. Anyway, I certainly hope and I believe that fight is something that can happen and should happen, because those guys are basically the same size fighter. Devin Haney was at 135 pounds when he was 16. I wouldn't doubt that Jaron Ennis could have fought at 135 when he was 16, 17 years old and stayed there for a while. They are roughly the same age. One is 26, the other is 25. They're right there. Contemporaries are close enough. Now, Jaron is probably taller, longer, but the problem isn't that. The problem is that Jaron Ennis is quite nasty in that ring, and he has power, something Devin does not have. And he's faster. He's fast as a foot, and just we'll see. Anyway, I thought that was. Nah, man. I thought that was an interesting situation where you just know that he's not going to fight him. Just give the dude the guy his credit, and that's it. But that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.